All right, Nick, let's talk about the Michigan Wolverines and head man Sherrone Moore. I think he's done a great job, but it's not always about what we think. Who are we to say how Sherrone Moore has done? Let's hear from his team and let's see what they had to say about how Michigan has changed under head coach Sherrone Moore. Spoiler, it hasn't. And I think this is a really interesting article. Let's get into this and we'll talk more about it on the other side. This is from Wolverines Wire. It says one of the biggest questions this offseason for Michigan football is how similar it will be under Sherrone Moore compared to Jim Harbaugh. Thus far, halfway through spring ball, to veteran players, it doesn't look any different. Senior fullback Max Bredesen didn't partake in the terrible no-good COVID year when the Wolverines went 2-4, but he arrived in 2021 and saw the beginning of the culture change, and thus he saw the standard set. Now he's entering year 4. He isn't seeing anything radically different from what he experienced as a freshman. It feels the same Michigan as when I first got here, Bredesen said. It's different personality, a different coach, but similar to where it has to be. And he's having his own little tweaks, I guess, wherever he finds, but it's been awesome. All good things come out of it. He's awesome. I think it's really great praise from a player, a veteran player who's been through both sides of things and saying it's still the same Michigan, still the same standard, and that is championship caliber team. Nick, I think it's really great. I want to hear what your thoughts are on this one. But Michigan fans, in the comment section below, we've seen the start of spring ball. We're partial way through now. Who is standing out to you? Who have you heard that is really lighting up the field in spring ball? Let us know who your guys are to watch out for in the comment section below. But Nick, what are your thoughts on the latest comments about Sherrone Moore?
This is an absolutely incredible accomplishment by Coach Moore. And I think anyone who's ever worked in any sort of corporate environment or who had a boss and stayed somewhere for a long period of time, anytime the boss leaves and someone from the team gets promoted, the entire dynamic of that team gets completely different. You just lose it, right? Because that's just how it works, right? The boss always sets the attitude. Whoever replaces him, whether he's inside the team or from outside the team, it just changes the culture and changes the dynamic. That's just how it happens. Football's no different. We see it all the time. Head coaches leave. Even if good quality coaches come up and replace them, the culture, the vibe, the feel of the program just isn't the same. Sometimes it gets completely turned on its head. You look at a program like the Miami Hurricanes are just a phenomenal example of that. They lost their culture. They brought in a lot of smart football guys over the years. No one can just recapture that magic, no matter how smart. We'll see what Coach Cristobal can do down in Miami, but so far it's been a lot of bad. And that's just an example. Texas Longhorns, until Coach Sark got there, very similar dynamic. What Sherrone Moore is doing is absolutely incredible because they had an entire culture shift. And it's not like just Harbaugh left and like retired or something and went into the athletic department's office or something. He left to the NFL. He took guys with him, right? You're having a lot of guys graduate and move on to the National Football League. Some of the guys, the heart and soul of this team, Corum, McCarthy, right? Those guys are gone. You would expect, you would not be surprised at all if the culture in Ann Arbor was completely different. For better or for worse, it would just be completely different. But Sherrone Moore has found a way to just keep that magic, keep that vibe, keep that energy together throughout all of this change. And I think to me, that illustrates the kind of leadership that Coach Moore can have going forward. I've never seen this in my day job in the business world, in the corporate world kind of thing, where you have a new boss come in a great culture, great environment, and he keeps it. Oh, for like 50 in my career. In football, it's even more. If it's like it's oh for a million for every time there's been a coach change. Sherrone Moore is proving himself to be an exception. I think this is an outstanding job by him and a great sign for the future of the Wolverines program.
Yeah, Nick. And there's a couple of little things that Bredesen said that really stand out to me because there is ways that people can keep the culture the same in a bad way. You think of New England Patriot disciples, guys like Josh McDaniels and Matt Patricia in the NFL, when they moved to new teams, they wanted to do something exactly like how Bill Belichick did it. And it really didn't have great results. They didn't have, the respect or the ability to come in and be that kind of demanding person. Sherrone Moore, he came in and Jim Harbaugh, what did he raise his team on? Being a Michigan man, having discipline, doing all this kind of stuff, having the chip on your shoulder, earning their way to the top, us against the world. But now you've won. You've won the national championship. And what did Bredesen say? He's doing everything very similar to how Coach Harbaugh did, but he's tweaking it in his own way. And I imagine there's a different way that you have to approach things now that you've won that championship. And I think Coach Sherrone Moore is going to do just that, helping them now, saying, we're at the top. We got to stay at the top. So I think overall, Coach Sherrone Moore has done an absolutely fantastic job with this team, keeping the culture very similar, keeping things to the same standard, but saying, hey, we can't back down now that we've won. We got to keep going forward. I'm going to put my tweaks in here or there, wherever I find it necessary. And I'm going to get this team to more championships and not just settle with us winning one.
And I think if you're looking for one historical comparison, this is what I'm going to end on. I talked about the Miami Hurricanes earlier. I go back to the 1980s when the Howard Schnellenberger led Miami Hurricanes won their first national title under Schnellenberger, and he left to go professional football. Jimmy Johnson came in and he kept that culture and actually took it to a whole nother level. I know it's early, no football has been played yet, but I'm getting a very similar vibe here from Coach Sherrone Moore in this Michigan program. And if it's anything, if this new era of Michigan football is anything like those 1980s the Miami teams, watch out, Big Ten, because this is going to be a force for a very long time.
Data brokers sell your information to scammers, spammers, and anyone else who may want to target you. Your full name, email, home address, health records, even your relatives. It's all out there. That's why we use Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows us which data brokers are selling our information and automatically submits opt-out requests for us.
Cleaning up our information not only reduces the amount of that stupid spam we all get, but it also protects us from hackers who could use this information to help them access our social media accounts, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. Aura also does much more to protect us and our families from online threats. We also get features like antivirus protection, VPNs, password management, parental controls, identity theft insurance, and more without having to download several different apps. That's really key. One location, get all this great stuff. It's really easy to set up. And the best of all, we get everything at one affordable price.
You may already have one or two of these tools already, but not having Aura is like locking the front door and leaving the back door wide open. Aura is always on doing the hard work of keeping us safe so you can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. We value our privacy and we also value yours. So go to aura.com/SMI college to start your 2-week free trial. Again, linked in the description below. Go to aura.com/SMI college to start your 2-week free trial today.